All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I haven't done one of these things in a minute. All right, so you're going to have to bear with me. Although I love technology, and I'm going to introduce the AskJoelGPT today, technology really does give me a problem. So leave your comments in the, whatever stock that you want to look at, leave it in the comments. I'm just waiting for more people to join. I am broadcasting this over several social media platforms. So I'm going to be getting bombarded by questions. So what I would like for you guys to do, because a lot of you guys have attended one of my webinars or one of my Ask the Traders. Look, there's a lot of people that are going to be watching. So I want everybody, if you want me to analyze a stock, I want you to put one stock. All right. I want you to tell me what time frame you want, because that's what separates me from other people that are out there. Are you intraday trading? Is this a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month trade? Is this an investment? Is this multi-year? And make sure that that stock has at least a $1 billion market cap. As an influencer, I can't really talk about penny stocks or anything that's less than $1 billion in size because of the influence that we have with the room. But if it's $1 billion or larger, I'll be able to analyze that stock for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I created a GPT, and a lot of you guys are here to kind of figure out how to use the GPT or use AI to help with your trading. All right, so bear with me right now. Let me go ahead and pull up my, let's see if this works. Oops. See if this works. Bam! Look at me. All right, so my name is Joel Harrison. I am a full-time day trader and investor. I'm an expert in stocks, options, futures, and cryptocurrency. Now, before I keep going, in the comments section, just to make sure this is working, let me know if you can hear me and if this is clear, and then I'll go ahead and start. Let me go to comments and let me, somebody said rent, rent, rent. Uh, Somebody give me a thumbs up or something. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pam, for telling me that this is clear. All right. Now I can also add you guys. I'm using StreamYard. So if you do have a question, I can add your question on the screen so that everybody can see it. All right. But you have to fill out, like, I haven't used this in a minute. So you got to fill out some type of quick little questionnaire that will allow you to be able to be posted. All right. So I am a full-time day trader and investor. I'm an expert in stocks, options, futures, and cryptocurrency. I have over 15 years. Look, guys, I've been trading and investing since 07, 08. All right. Before anybody even knew about the Thinkorswim platform or the Ninja Trader platform or E-Trade or options and futures and cryptocurrency. And although that was only about 15 years ago, we are light years ahead of what was going on 15 years ago. So I can only imagine that the next 15 years is going to be exciting as well. But I do have over 15 years and over 25,000 hours of trading and investing experience. And anything that we talk about today are the opinions. Don't be trying to sue me. Are the opinions of Joel Harrison. All right. I did create a GPT that we're going to use today. The GPT can be wrong. All right. So you always want to do your due diligence. I create all of these different free videos and this free chat GPT to enhance what you're doing. I don't want anybody to trade like Joel Harrison. I want you to trade like yourself. All right. But I want you to use, if you ever get into a problem, I want you to kind of use the what would Joe do method to kind of tighten up, what you're doing. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. It is the Olympics. So if you notice, I have on my Olympic gear. I bought this gear back. I went to the Rio Olympics And I remember buying this USA hat and this golf shirt to represent my country, as an athlete. But the stock market is the Olympics, in my opinion, of business. All right. Just about every single solitary Fortune 500 company that's out there is going to have a stock that you can invest in. That's why I always tell people, you know, if the stock market goes away, that means everything around you, all businesses around you, are going to go away. The McDonald's, the Apples, the Amazons, the Googles, right? They're in our lives, right? And they're going to be in our lives forever. So you can invest in that, right? You can invest on the movement of the market. And I love America because America is the best place to be in as an investor. Every other country in the world wants to invest in our market. And that's why our market is rigged to go up in price. Not only do you have other countries that are investing in the Googles and the Amazons and the Nvidias and the AMDs and the Teslas, right? But you have other countries that want to take part in that as well. All right. And you have to take advantage of it. You can't be afraid of days like today. Today just means that all of these stocks are on sale. And I usually do a video right when the volatility index starts to creep up around 20 or 30. If you go back and you look at all of my videos, you're going to notice that every time I show my face, it's when everybody is scared and they want to leave the stock market. Now, I've been doing this for 15 years, so I know what to look for. I know I know when stocks are on sale, and they're on sale right now. So you should be creating a basket of stocks. All right. We're going to be talking about the Ask Joel GPT today. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. When I'm analyzing your stocks, we might peep in there if there's a stock that I don't know about. And that's what I love about the Ask Joel GPT. The regular GPT, and I believe everybody should have an account. Now, even if you open up an account with Chat GPT and you pay that $15 or $20 a month, I'm not getting any of that. All right. I think Microsoft or whoever is running it is going to be getting those particular funds. But if you're out there looking for a job, if you're just about doing anything in life, you need to use this. You need to use the GPT. And this is my first experience with it. I didn't mess with the GPTs for the last year. I invested with the companies that are building it, but I knew nothing about it until I started building my own GPT. And then I was like, oh my God, why is everyone not on this? When we got Google search, or when we got Safari, it was the next best thing, because Google became a thing. Google it, and it will answer it for you, right? It'll answer any question that you want. Well, imagine a Google search that's 10,000 times better than the search that you've been using. That's what the GPT is. Now, there are different people that are going to have their own GPTs, like myself. The Ask Joel GPT pretty much uses all the information. Like, you can ask relationship advice on my Joel GPT, but my Joel GPT is going to specialize in stock investing time frame. So you can ask it just about any question that you want. Like I said, you can go on here and ask the GPT about golf, and it will answer a question for you. But when you start getting into strategy, like how long you want to hold it, what indicators you want to use, that's where my GPT starts to shine. And that's what I built into my Ask Joel GPT. And I'll help you guys. I'm not the best at setting up like accounts, but I'll try my best to help you. All right. So again, this is also Ask the Trader. So that means that in about 10 or 15 minutes, when I stop rambling, what I would like for you guys to do is I want you to put a stock in the comment section. One stock that's $1 billion in size, and I'll try to analyze that stock as fast as I can. And I'm gonna go on an analysis fest from now until 3 o'clock, because I got a tea time at 4 o'clock that I need to make, because I play golf every Friday. All right. So this is also, it's Ask Joel GPT, but it's also Ask the Trader. So I'll start doing the Ask the Traders probably every Friday again, right before my tea times. And the tea times help because it'll stop me from going over the time limit that I have to help you guys. But Ask the Trader, you can ask me anything about any stock. And now with my chat GPT, I can probably answer questions that I couldn't answer before. And I'll show you guys how to use it. We're going to be using the What Would Joel Do method. In the What Would Joel Do method, it's not how to trade like Joel. It's not to glorify myself as being the savior or Captain Save a Trade. All right. All right. It's my method that I use. It's kind of like a tune-up, right? So let's say, you're a swimmer or you're a golfer or you're a tennis player, right? And you've been playing for a minute, or let's just say you want to start playing, right? My method helps you go through the process so that you make sure that you're making the right and sound decisions, right? Everything that I do is very, very simple. It's the fundamental basics of the market. And when you learn the fundamental basics of the market, like the 200-day moving average, what a market cap is, right? What is the volatility index doing? What time frame am I trading on? That's going to allow you to answer the questions that you need so that you can hit the buy button or hit the sell button. All right. It's high level simplicity. The more simple you make your strategy, in my opinion, the better off you're going to be as a trader and investor. All right. I see you guys out here taking $10,000, $15,000 classes. And I'm like, guys, the market either goes up or down. You got a 50% chance of winning. All right. Now, the market trends in one direction 80% of the time. So you got a 50% chance of winning, and the market trends in one direction 80% of the time. So why are you losing more than you're winning? All right. It's because you have not simplified what you're doing. You probably got too complex. The market has been going up in a straight line for the past year, right? And I see a lot of you guys trying to counter trend it. Well, if the market trends 80% up, you should have been trading up. And if this is the time that it's going down, all right, I'm going to look at the indicators and we're going to use some of my methods to kind of see if this is when the market's going to turn around when we look at some of your stocks. All right. My method involves the what, when, where, why, and how. We all learned this in grade school, right? If you ever wanted to if you wanted to do anything, you have to ask yourself these 5 questions: what, when, where, why, and how. 99.9% of you guys, or the consultations that I have, you guys can't answer even 3 of these. What are you trading? When are you trading? Where are you going to trade this or invest this? Why are you even buying this stock? And how are you buying it? Are you buying it as an investment? Are you buying it as a trade? That's where the confusion is. It doesn't take a $25,000 class to do this. All right, don't need it. It just doesn't. You have to start asking yourself questions, and if you can answer these questions before you hit the buy button, it makes trading and investing so easy. All right, cool. Investing is a lifestyle. I say this all the time. I piss a lot of people off when I say this, but it is. It's a lifestyle. All right. It's not gambling. It's not going out there and saying, all right, I'm going to get into the stock market today. Let's see what's going to happen. All right. Investing is a lifestyle. When you adopt this, when you realize that everything around you can invest in, when you realize that everything around you is going up in price, everybody's talking about inflation. Inflation this and inflation that, and Biden caused all this inflation. You know what inflation means? Inflation means real estate went up in price. It means assets went up in price. The only people that are mad are the people that don't have assets. If you don't have any assets, you pissed off at the market. God dang it, I don't have any Apple. I don't have any Nvidia. I don't have a business, right? I don't have a home. I don't have a 401k. I don't have an IRA. I don't have anything that's going to benefit from the market going up in value or inflation going up in value. All right. And that's what I see all the time. And it sucks because 10% of the world owns 90% of it. You think the rich are mad that inflation is happening? Their real estate is going through the roof. The only people that are mad and pissed off are the people without assets. This is a lifestyle. You guys got to start understanding that. All right. Now, a couple of places we can go. All right, it's about 1:20, so I need to start. The What Would Joe Do app. What is that app? You can go to this app. You can all of my classes that I've done, options, if you want to, the basics of investing in the stock market, futures, cryptocurrency. There's videos there. There's a monthly membership fee. When you pay that fee, you have access to all the videos. All right. And I really love this. A lot of people can learn on their own, and then once they learn on their own, they'll book a consultation with me just to make sure that they're on the right path. I also have a YouTube page. Please take advantage of it. I only got about 600 or 700 subscribers. All right, let's get that thing up to about 1,000 or 2,000. I know I don't do too much on it, but I'm gonna start. I'm going to start creating more videos. This live today, this is the first time that I was actually live on YouTube. So if there's anybody that's not on Facebook, and there's a lot of people that are like, I'm never going on Facebook. Great. Tell them to go to YouTube, go to my What Would Joe Do page. They'll see this live video there as well. But there's a lot of free video and there's a lot of free content there that you can use before you go take these expensive classes. All right. All right, learn what you want to do. Learn the What Would Joel Do method. What is the What Would Joel Do method? I even have a video called True Hollywood Story. It tells you about me, so at least you know who you're dealing with. There's so many YouTubers out there that are a secret to society. You know nothing about them. I let everybody in on my life and why I do what I do and how I do it and why I do it. All right. And I can sleep comfortably at night knowing that, because I know that I'm giving. I have to give. I did so much bad in the past. I got to give just to balance everything out. All right. Again, we're going to be talking about my GPT today. So if you do have a Chat GPT account, what you need to do is I forgot the name of it, but you need to go to the search tab. When you use that search tab, look for me. All right. Just type in Ask Joel GPT, and then you'll have access to my GPT. Again, I have the ultimate membership service. It's $50 a month. It's through the app. You can go through the Google Play Store, or you can go through the Apple Store to find that. I also have an alert system. I know I haven't been doing that many alerts lately because the market's been going down in price, and the majority of you have been buying stocks to the upside. All right, you advanced traders that know how to short, you really don't need the alerts because you know how to take advantage of the market. You guys got to understand the clientele that I have that are buying these membership services, all right, and these alert services. Most of the time, they're buying to the upside. That's why I've been kind of quiet. All right, and once again, if you want to buy the same videos and you want to own these videos forever, you can go to my PayHip. It's payhip.com/what would Joel do. A lot of people do it. I'm going to show you guys a lot of indicators today. The John Carter, the 513. When you go to my PayHip, you can make your charts look just like mine. Now, I am aware that it's an older video. All of my videos are older videos, but it's the same content. And I am aware that Thinkorswim is no longer with TD Ameritrade. They're with Charles Schwab. So I will be creating a new video sometime this year if I can get my butt off the golf course, and I'll create that video for you guys. But the content is still there. 98% of the content you can apply right now. This is my most popular video. Again, if you were to go to my PayHip, there's different classes here. If you're going to take an expensive options class or expensive futures class or an expensive basic stock party video, and you're going to pay 10 grand, you might as well come along and pay $50 or $75 and kind of get an idea of what you're getting into before you take those expensive courses. All right. I'm trying to keep the cost down for you guys because I've been where you are. And I remember paying these exorbitant fees, and I didn't really get any information out of some of those classes that I came in contact with. All right. That's my whole goal in life, to make sure that I give you guys as much free content as possible. But I do have to golf, right? And go, and rounds cost about $50. All right, so I'm gonna have to make a little bit of money on the side. All right, so let's talk about the Ask Joel GPT. I did that with 6 minutes to spare. All right, so first things first, you want to set up your account at www.chatgpt.com. All right, now I even had issues with this because I was like, oh, I got to go here and I got to go there to set up an account. Joel, isn't there just a link that I can just click and then I can automatically go to it? No, you got to set up a Chat GPT account. All right. Now, there's going, just like anything that's free, and there are a lot of people that are able to set up an account that's free because they're not going to go on it that much. I understand it, but what I'm telling you guys, especially if you own a business, or if you are out in the job field, or if you're doing anything that involves information, you have to have a Chat GPT account. Just pay the $20 a month, write it off in your business expenses, but it's cool to have it because I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that you can do that a lot of people didn't even know was available. And I mean, it's so far advanced, you have no idea what you guys are about to get into. All right. You have to have an account. Once you're on Chat GPT, you're going to go to the Explore tab and you're going to find Ask Joel GPT. When you get to my GPT, you can ask that GPT anything you want to. You can have a whole conversation with it about any and everything in life. But what I would like for you guys to do is to kind of ask it stock questions. All right. If you want the account to show you strategy, which is my method, you're going to have to clear it out, and I'll show you guys how to do it. And then you just simply type whatever stock that you want, Tesla or Apple or Google, and it's going to ask you questions, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. All right, and when you do that, the GPT is going to use my What Would Joel Do method. You're going to see the TTM squeeze, the 513 cross, the stochastics, the MACD histogram. They're going to all pop up depending on what time frame you're going to choose. All right. So today we're gonna find stocks using primarily the Yahoo Finance page or app. Okay. We're going to use my Ask Joel GPT, and we're going to use the Thinkorswim platform. All right, cool. So again, the comments section. Wherever you're watching this, there's a comments tab. Just go into the comments section, type the stock that you want. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to get to everybody's stock today because there's a lot of people on. Like I said, even though I'm looking here and this page says that there's 14, says like 75. So there's a lot of people that are watching right now. So just make sure that you guys type one stock, and I'm going to try to analyze that stock as fast as I can using the What Would Joel Do method. My thing is, when I'm teaching young adults, old adults, medium adults, your job is to be able to look at a stock and analyze it within 1 minute. If you can't analyze a stock in 1 minute, then your strategy, in my opinion, is not sound. All right. Keep your strategy as simple as possible. Today, I'm going to show you guys it's going to look like magic. Anytime I do these sessions, people say, Joel, why do you make it seem so easy? And the answer is, it is that easy. It's just that you're complicating things, or you're learning complicated strategies. All right. The stock market's not that complicated. It's either going up or down. And the best time to buy is when the VIX is above 20. It's literally that simple if you're investing. If you're trading, you need to go with the momentum. If you're a counter trender, if the market's going up and you're steadily trying to short it going the opposite direction and you're trading, chances are you're probably not making money because the market 80% of the time trends in one direction. That's where the problem is. If you are a black sheep and you're like, I don't ever want a bandwagon, I just want to always go against the grain and go against what everybody else is doing. Well, the stock market is not your thing. And that's probably why you're losing. In this market, as a trader, you have to be the biggest bandwagoner on the planet. You got to literally see everybody talking about something, and then you make money on it moving. That's what trading is. Trading is bandwagoning. Now, investing, you can, try to counter trend it. You try to catch a falling knife. The market's falling right now. The VIX is above 20. Hey, maybe I want to invest now, looking at my gains later. But what a lot of you guys are going to do today is you're going to buy something today, expecting it to go up in 2 weeks. Joel, I just bought a bunch of calls. I'm like, okay, what kind of calls did you? 10-day calls. Why did you buy a 10-day call when the VIX is above 20? The momentum has now shifted to the downside. And normally, when a 513 cross, and I'll show you guys what that means, you usually get about a 10 to 14-day move to the downside. Why did you buy a 7-day or 3-day call? Because your strategy is not sound. And I piss a lot of people off when I say that, because I've been trading for so long, I can automatically tell you within 5 seconds why you lost money on a trade. All right. So now that we have the stocks that we're going to look at, let's go ahead and pull up AskJoelGPT quickly so I can show you guys how to analyze a stock with it. All right. So let's say you get a stock tip. Let's say you get a stock tip on Tesla, right? And you're like, oh, should I buy Tesla? How do I use Joel's Chat GPT? Well, that wasn't supposed to. Oh, we were on the right page. Let me go up here. Great. Cool. All right. So we have Ask Joel GPT here, right? So once you set up your account, you're going to have to set up your account with a Gmail account. All right. So obviously, this is created by Google. So you're going to create your Gmail account. I know everybody has about 20 or 30. I just used an account that I already had. So you didn't have to create a new account. You can just attach it to one of your accounts. Once you set up that account, you go through the prompts of how to create that GPT. Now, you can pull up the GPT, which is www.chatgpt.com. You can pull it up on the internet, or you can pull it up on your phone. All right. So once you have access to it like this, there's going to be several different GPTs. There's going to be a 4.0. I don't know why it doesn't say it here, but there's a 4.0, a 3.5, I think, and a 3.0. Just like anything, the lower the number is, the less advanced it is. The higher the number is, the more advanced it is. I have a 4.0 GPT. So a lot of people that were trying to use my GPT, they would do 5 or 6 searches, and then all of a sudden it would say, hey, you can't search on this GPT anymore for 24 hours. The reason for that is because it's a more advanced GPT. They want everybody to use the more advanced GPT, so they're going to limit you to your searches. That's why I tell people, go ahead and pay the $20 a month. All right. Go ahead. Just don't go to Starbucks today and use that money for that one day to open up your GPT account. All right. Once you open up your GPT account, you can explore other people's GPTs. So if I was to hit explore right now, I can go over here and I can hit Ask Joel GPT. And as you can see, there it is. I have over 100 conversations already going on the GPT, which is cool. So once I click Ask Joel GPT, it's going to show up over here on the left side. I don't know how, I think it will show up the same way on your phone. All right. Once you're able to get in here, how do I know what I'm dealing with? Well, this is the normal Chat GPT with this symbol here, and you can ask it any questions you want. But I would like for you guys to use the Ask Joel GPT. So let's say today, let's say you were like, hey, what's going on? Why is Tesla down today? Or let's just say, why is the stock market down today? Once you click why is the stock market down today, what it will do is it'll pull up the date, and it'll let you know what was going on, right? There's interest rate concerns, and a lot of people don't know this stuff. If you work a 9 to 5, you don't know that the interest rates are really affecting the market, right? The interest rates are affecting the market. You got weak economic data, and then you can type down here, what does that weak economic data mean? I mean, you can literally go down the rabbit hole and ask questions all day long, right? But let's just assume, And I always tell people this also, when you're using anybody's GPT, like an individual like myself, most of us are going to already have our parameters that are already included in the chat GPT. So there is a separation. There's your regular chat GPT, and then there's mine. I always tell people to go out, and there's probably another way to refresh, but I refresh the old school way. I'll hit chat GPT, I'll come back here, and then now I have a fresh page. Once I have a fresh page, let's say I was interested. Now I know that the S&P 500. Well, let's let's just ask it, right? Joel always talks about the S&P 500. What is the We can say, why is the S&P 500 down today, right? And let's just say you don't even know what the S&P 500 is, right? Well, it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you the S&P 500 is down today. It's going to say the same thing, economic data and market sentiment. Then you can say, well, what is the S&P 500? I don't know what's going on with my typing today, right? You might not even know what it is. And then they'll say, oh, the S&P is the Standard & Poor's 500. It represents the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the United States. So now you don't have to really, you're getting information at your fingertips, right? You can even say, hey, does the S&P have a stock? Like, does it even have a stock that I can invest in? And I'm doing this on the fly, guys. Literally, I didn't go through these questions, right? It'll say, oh, yeah, the symbol is SPY, right? So then I can say, all right, this is where you could type the SPY here, and you'll get a prompt, which is pretty much the same thing. Or what I tell people to do is, if you want strategy on the SPY, I want you to come out again, refresh the page, go back to Ask Joel GPT, and all you're going to do is simply type SPY, because now you know what the stock is. Well, now my chat GPT is going to ask you a question. Are you planning to hold this position in the SPY for more or less than 12 months? Let's just say I wanted to invest in it multi-year. I'm going to put more. Great, you're making an investment. See, a lot of you guys don't know the difference between an investment or if you're trading. If I had said less than 12 months, it would have let you know that you were trading. And then it would have asked you, you know, are you intraday trading? Are you trading for 2 weeks, 4 weeks? And that makes a big difference in your strategy. But let's just go through it again. It says, great, you're making an investment. Is this a 1-year investment or a multi-year? I'm going to go ahead and type multi-year. If you have your phone, there's a microphone. Let's say you're in the car. You can actually say this stuff in the you can say it in the chat GPT, and you don't have to do all of this typing. All right. So it's going to tell you, all right, these are my parameters, right? I put the 200-day moving average because that's what I use all the time for the What Would Joel Do method, the TTM squeeze, the stochastics, the MACD. All right. So it's going to give you a summary of what's going on with this particular stock, right? Based on all these indicators, this still says that the SPY is bullish. Now that's interesting because the market is selling off like crazy, right? And so many people are like, but how can it be bullish when everything's selling off right now? Because the strategy is multi-year. Multi-year, using a week chart, is telling you that all of this is just noise and that the market probably will be higher in the future. So going through everything that's happening right now, it's telling you, hey, the MACD is still showing positive. The stochastics is neutral. The squeeze, what does it say? It's in a bullish trend, right? So it's letting you know that although there's a lot of stuff that's going on, you still might want to consider being long in this particular market. And if you don't know what these particular indicators are that I'm using, it gives you a definition. And you can even ask the chat GPT to go in more depth on what the heck is a 200-day moving average. Now, here's what I love about the SPY. Watch this, guys. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something a little bit more advanced. I'm going to show you a chart, right? Now, check this out. This is a week chart. I'm going to show you guys a 200-day moving chart, and I'm going to show you this line. Watch this. Let's say I post something in the room and nobody understands what that chart is doing. And I get that a lot. And a lot of you guys will book a consultation with me because you're like, Joel, I don't understand what any of this stuff is. Watch this. I'm going to simply screen. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to go back to my chat GPT. I'm going to go to Ask Joel. And this little paper clip here, I'm going to insert that picture. I'm going to upload that from my computer. What time is it? 1:40. So I'm going to enter that picture that I just took, right? And I'm going to ask the GPT to please analyze this chart for me. Now watch this. This is so crazy. Don't let me down. Oh, hold on. Don't let me down. All right, there we go. Let's analyze this chart. Look at there. The 200-day moving average. It knew that this was the 200-day moving average. All right. It's going to talk about the 513 cross. It's telling you about the price action, and it's telling you about the TTM squeeze indicator. Okay. Based on these observations, it's going to give you what they believe is happening. There's mixed signals going on in the chart. All right. There's bullish and short-term bearish trends just off of a chart. I didn't tell it that it was a 200-day moving average that you guys were looking at. And this is the chart right here. Okay. How did it know that this was a day chart? How did it know that it had, bullish and bearish signals? All right. It was a lot of the parameters that I had already put into the system. Same thing. Watch this. Let's say I was looking at multi-year investing and I'm using a week chart and I'm looking at the spiders. And let's say, because a lot of you guys might think, oh, Joe was just using Tesla. Let's look at a stock. Somebody in the chat, Jerome, put Broadcom. So let's look at AVGO. So when I pull up AVGO, and I'm going to clear this out. Let me create a drawing set called clear. All right. So let's say we were looking at Broadcom and we were looking at a week chart. And I took a picture of it. And I don't have anything on the chart but that one yellow line. This is why I tell you guys investing and trading is easy. All right. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to start analyzing you guys' stocks soon. This is the last one. All right. I'm going to clear it out again. Go back to AskJoelGPT. Paperclip. Picture. 143. Please analyze this stock. It has no idea that that's a week chart, right? Look at here. Okay. It's telling you everything about this. Now, it was supposed to give it as a week chart. So now I'm oh, yeah, there we go. Weekly price bars. All right. So it knows that it's a weekly chart. All right. Even though it's a 200-day, it's a 200-day moving average, but it's the weekly chart instead of the day chart. All right. And it's telling you about the weekly price bars. All right. This price is in a general upward trend. If you're thinking about investing in this, be aware of potential pullbacks. All right. This is why I love the chat GPT. And if you wanted to look at strategy on that, again, go out here, clear it out. Go back to AskGPT. Let's say you weren't looking at Broadcom as a long-term investment. It's still going to ask you, could you let me know whether you're holding this position for more or less than 12 months? I'm going to put less than 12 months. All right. Great. You're taking a short-term trade. Let's say I was thinking about buying this for 15 days. All right. It's going to tell you what you're doing. All right, great. You're taking a short-term swing trade. All right, you're going to use the 513 cross, the TTM trend, the TTM squeeze, and you're going to use the Ichimoku cloud. All right, let it do what it's going to do. Now, what is it telling you? All indicators are currently bearish, suggesting a possible downtrend in the short term. So you guys that are buying it to the upside, why are you doing it as a 14-day trade? All right. Because that's probably why you're losing money. If the trend is down short term, you need to be trading with the trend. You need the bandwagon. Okay. All right. For 14 days. Now, if it was 60 days, it might be something different that's going on in the charts. But the number one reason why a lot of you guys are losing money in the market is that you haven't been able to attach your time frame to your strategy. Some of you guys are using the same strategy for all time frames. You'll buy something and be like, well, if I make money tomorrow or if I make money in the next year, it's fine. Well, are you trading or investing? What you guys are doing is buying something, and if it doesn't go up in price, you're like, oh, well, you only lose when you sell. And then I just guess I got to hold out on it. Hold out on this stock until it goes back to the price I bought it at. And then a lot of the times you guys are going to get out right when it gets to the price you bought it at, where you bought it, and then you get mad when it goes higher. Well, now the trend has changed to the upside. Okay. You keep doing the opposite. All right. You got to know your time frame. The Chat GPT is going to help you figure out that time frame and see if it matches with what you see in the charts. Because if I was looking at AVGO and I wanted to trade it for 14 days, I'm going to use an hour chart. And when I look at my hour chart, within 1 minute, this is what I see. I see this going this way, but I see a bunch of y'all trading it this way. What looks like you'll make more? This chart is showing you a downtrend. Like you can use your eyes and see that everything's going down. Now, if 80% of the time we going down this way, why are you guys trying to go this way? Because you're probably using 5 or 6 charts and you're confusing yourself and don't understand what you're actually trying to do. You're trying to trade for the next 14 days, right? The way that I teach the What Would Joel Do method is that anytime you see a cross like this, you almost guarantee 10 to 14 days. All right. So I can see it turning around right here, but I see so many of you guys trying to buy it here. Y'all want to be the person that buy it right there. That little downtrend right there. When you could have just waited and bought it right here. And this is why so many people are like, I don't know, Joel. Why would I buy it way up here? Because you make all of this money. Joel, why would I get in right here when I can get in right there? Because nobody knew when this was going to turn. There's so many people that try to teach you that they know that when this is going to turn. But then when you ask them to show their receipts, there's crickets. Nobody knows when this moment is because you're not in the room with the billionaires that are turning this market around. You're not in the room with the feds that know if they're going to raise interest rates or lower interest rates. You're not in the room with Putin when he decides that he wants to send a missile off somewhere. You're not around when an earthquake goes off. Nobody knows when these turns are going to happen. But I see so many of y'all trying to do it. That's where the problem is. All right. Let the momentum start. And guys, when something starts to go down in price, you didn't miss it. Because when you see a 513 cross happens, on average, it's 10 to 14 days. All right. So whoever picked AVGO, you lucked up because we get to look at this a little bit longer than normal. Look at this cross right here. How many days did it go down? This is this is an hour chart. So let's say we were looking at a day chart. No matter what chart you're looking at, it's 10 candles. So if I'm looking at if I'm looking at a day chart and every candle represents a day, and I know that on average it's going to go up 10 or 14 days after a trend. This is why trading and investing is easy to me. And this is why it's hard to all of you guys. Watch this. All I got to do is say green is up and red is down. Green is up, red is down. Green is up, red is down. Green is up, red is down. Joel, it can't be that easy. Here's the cross. That's the trend to the upside. How many days was that, Joel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Joel, it can't be that easy. Yes, it is that easy. Here's the cross. You got about 5 days to the downside. Okay. But Joel, you said 10. Well, we're in an uptrend. So in an uptrend, you're going to get longer periods up and shorter periods down. If this is 10, this is going to be 5. If this is 15, this is probably going to be 7. It's literally that simple. A cross happened, 10 days, 5 days down. A cross happened, 10 days up, 3 days down. A cross happens, 10 days up. A cross happens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So even if you short, this is how you short a market. I'm not trying to be the person to buy it up here because you don't know when it's going to turn. You have to wait until it starts turning. Guys, when a train is coming at me, this is what you guys are doing. You think you're Superman. Stop, train. Y'all think y'all can stop a moving train. Anytime you watch any of those Western films, what do? What do you see the cowboys and the Indians do? The train is coming. They take their horse. They run alongside the horse, and then they jump on the train. That's how you trade. You don't trade by saying, I'm the one that's going to make this reverse because I am Superman. And then you wonder why you're losing. But Joe, don't you want to buy low and sell high? Yeah, if I'm investing, not when I'm trading. Joel, it can't be that easy. It can't be that easy, Joel. It can't be that easy. Use your own eyes. Look at these crosses. When a cross happens and it goes green, it goes up. How many days? 7 to 10. When a cross happens to the downside, if this is bullish, it's going to be half this time frame. So about 5 days. So you short sellers, you only really got about 3 or 4 days to short before you get a 10-day move to the upside if the 200-day moving average is angled up. Cross, a whole bunch of money. Okay. Cross to the downside. This is what's happening now. Guys, this cross happened a couple of days ago. Cross happened right there on July the 17th. I just bought some calls, Joel. But if a cross happens and you know that on average, 5 days minimum, it's going to drop in price. But if you have something like what's going on now, you might get it to go down a little bit more. Why are you guys buying calls right now trading? Because you don't know how to trade. That's why. I'm getting off this call, Joel. You're so negative. You don't know how to trade. You can't trade with me. Because this stuff is easy. Dumb easy. So easy. All right. I'm going to get through you guys' stocks. All right. 153. Believe it or not, I'm on time. All right. So let's start in the beginning. Jeez Louise. All right. Let me look at some of you guys' stocks. The first stock coming up is XOM. Now I'm invested in XOM as well. All right. So let's say you don't know what XOM is. What the heck is XOM, Joel? I don't know. Go to AskJoelGPT. Type in XOM. What is XOM? XOM is the stock tick symbol for Exxon Mobil Service. Did you know that? It was headquartered in Irving, Texas. All right. Let's say you don't know how big Exxon is. You can ask the market cap. What is the market cap What is the market cap of Exxon? And if you don't know what a market cap is if you take all the shares that a company offers and you multiply that times the share price, that gives you the market. That gives you the market cap of that company. So when you hear Apple's a $2 trillion company or Nvidia's a $3 trillion company, they took all the shares in the world, they multiplied it times the share price. That's how they got the $3 trillion. All right. So it's a $521 billion company. A lot of you guys didn't know this. All right. And you make your money from this number here. So some people on this call right now don't know that the only way that their stock is going to double is if this goes from 521 to 1,042, which is $1 trillion. The only way you're going to double your money is another $521 billion has to be invested in Exxon in order for you to double your money. 50% of you guys on here didn't know that. And you guys are taking these $10,000 and $15,000 classes where they're not even teaching you that, which makes no sense to me. Wait, hold up, Joel. So you mean to tell me if a company is $2 billion in size and I have $100 invested in it, in order for my $100 to go to $200, if the company is worth, I forgot that fast, if the company is worth 10 billion, I need another 10 billion. Yeah. So you mean to tell me that the larger a company is, the more money that has to be invested in it to make it double? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, then why am I investing in a $3 or $4 trillion company right now? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe because you don't know how to invest. But Joel, you talk about Nvidia all the time. Yeah, I was talking about Nvidia when it was $25 billion in size. It's now 2 trillion. I've made all that's where you saw the 2,000% return. That's where it came from. But a lot of you guys are buying Nvidia now thinking it's going to grow another 2,000%. But Joel, isn't the stock $100? Can it go to $2,000 a share? No, it can't. All right. You have been bamboozled. You have not learned the fundamental basics of investing and trading. All right. You guys got to get educated on these basics before you guys start getting advanced. Y'all don't even know the basics. And you keep me in business, and that's fine. And I'm gonna rant about it, and you guys are not gonna like me about it because Joe, you made me feel uncomfortable. You made me feel like I wasn't intelligent. I have a doctorate, and I got a this and that. You can't talk to me that way. I'm like, I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a coach, and these are fundamental basics that I teach fifth graders. Fifth graders know this. Your kids know this. Why don't you know this? Get educated. That's why you're here today. All right. I'm not here to beat you over the head. I'm here to let you know that, instead of getting all advanced, why won't y'all learn the basics first? And then once you learn the basics and tune up, your investing strategies, then you can go out there and try to master options or master crypto or masters futures, right? Or again, you can come to me. All right. So that's Exxon. So let me get back on track. Sorry about that. So if I was looking at Exxon, I'm going to pull it up here. A lot of you guys might not want to use ChatGPT, and that's fine. If you don't, you can go to Yahoo Finance and you can pull up the same stuff. This is Yahoo Finance. You can pull up Exxon Mobil. And then when you pull up Exxon Mobil, you have everything at your fingertips here. The 1-year chart, the 5-year chart. I teach all of this stuff in my classes. Well, look here. The 5-year chart of Exxon shows you that back in 2020, you could have bought this stock for $32. It's now worth $115. Remember, this is the law of large numbers. Why did Exxon, no matter, they've made billions of dollars in the last 5 years. And this is a pretty significant move, right? It moved from $30 a share to $120, about a 300% return. All right. And that's great. If you can triple your money or quadruple your money in 4 or 5 years owning an oil company, that's great. All right. Does it have room to grow? Well, yeah. If it's a $500 billion company, can it get to 2 trillion? Yeah, because Apple is 2 trillion, Microsoft's 2 trillion, Nvidia's 2 trillion. But expecting your $115 to go to $2,000 a share, you're not being realistic. Can it happen in our lifetime? Maybe. If you get a bunch of inflation, hyperinflation, yeah, It can happen, but realistically, I'm like, nah, I'd rather go buy a company or oil company that's smaller if you're looking for those types of gains. Now, if your strategy is to only make 3% a year, you sitting on 100 mil or 10 mil, and you're like, you know what, with my 10 mil, I just want to make $300,000 a year, Joel. I'm good with that. I can live off of that. I can let that $10 million grow. Then that's a different strategy. And then you can capitalize on the dividend. So I do love Yahoo Finance because I can pull up all the information quickly. But I love Chat GPT because I can really start asking it questions. I can ask questions about the CEO, where the CEO lives. Well, I shouldn't be saying that, but like how the CEO is living. I can ask like personal questions, and it's going to pull whatever information it has access to in the world, and it's going to try to answer those questions as quickly as possible through the Chat GPT. All right. And I love that about it. But if I was to analyze something like an Exxon, and let's go through my analysis, I'm going to remove all these drawings. Exxon, what I like to do is I like to look at the 200-day moving average, which is this blue line. And as long as this blue line is angled up, you can invest in this stock. Okay. I'm sorry. What I like to do is I like to trade this stock to the upside. And if I wanted to invest in that stock, I'm going to look at a week chart. And as long as this yellow line is angled up, I'm going to stick with this company for years. All right. And then, if you want to get a little bit fancy with it and you want to try to buy this stock at the best price, again, you can go to, now I've never done this. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go to Chat GPT and I'm going to ask what was the highs and lows of Exxon in the last year. Let's see what it spits out. All right. So in the past year, the 52-week high was a 123 and the 52-week low was 95. Right? The highs was 123, the lows was 95. Well, what price are we sitting at right now? 115. All right. So again, it knew the highs were 123. The lows were around 95. I always teach people because it's very hard to buy this at the 200-week moving average. Anytime you're buying a bullish stock like this, you want to buy it when it touches the 200-day. Joel, you mean to tell me, Joel, I done took this class and they ain't say nothing about this. Joel, are you telling me that when this is bullish, all I had to do was come down here and buy it when it touched this silly little blue line? And that was the lows of the market. Now, and this is back in what? This is back in 2021. All right, we're going all the way back to 2021. It's 2024 right now. Joel, don't play with me, man. That's all I had to do. Just buy it when it touched the 200-day moving average. Joel, I hear you say that investing and trading is easy, but I never really believed it. I just believe you were talking just like anybody else. And guess what, guys? When the 200-day moving average starts to angle down, guess what? You stay away. It's that simple. 200-day up, you buy it. 200-day down, you stay away. It's that simple. Market goes up or down, 50% chance, 80%, 80%. The market trends in one direction 80% of the time. And look at just what happened recently. Stayed away, then it shot up in price. So I get that, right? Came back down in price. Guess what, guys? You should have been buying Exxon right here. Joel, you gotta be freaking kidding me. How come everybody doesn't know about this? Everybody does know about this. The 10 percenters. And the 10 percenters is taking all the money from the 90% of the world. They're not supposed to know this. Everybody, I think Nike has a commercial out right now that says everybody ain't supposed to win. Everybody ain't supposed to win. Okay. All right. Let's look at some more stocks. All right. I'm gonna quickly start going through your stocks. I promise you. It's been a minute since I did this. All right. So I'm getting used to it. All right, XOM. All right, XLK. All right, so XLK, guys, is um it's the technology sector. All right, it's just like the Qs. So when I'm analyzing a stock within 10 seconds, I can already tell you this is a bullish stock because the blue line is angled up. The best times to buy it, guess what, guys? It don't matter what stock we look at today. If it's $1 billion or higher, y'all gonna see the same pattern 90% of the time. Anytime we get close to that 200-day, you buy it. Guess what we just touched today? The 200-day moving average. Every time the volatility index gets above 30, y'all start crying. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. It's a recession. Oh. And I'm like, oh my God, this happens every single solitary year in September, October, November. Every single solitary year. And the market drops 10 to 20% every single solitary year. Why don't you know this? All right, so we're at the 200-day. Should I just buy it here, Joel? I don't know what to do. Well, what is your strategy? You can't come to me and say, Joel, what should I do? We're at the 200-day moving average. I don't know. Are you day trading, intraday trading, investing, trading, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, 1 year, 5 years? Like, how long are you trading? I don't know. I just want to make money. Well, then you need to do some work, because when you come to me with, A plus B is supposed to equal to C, but y'all are coming to me with A. Well, how the heck am I supposed to figure out the answer when I don't have all the information that I need? If it's a 1-year trade, you buy today. Period. Why? Joel, this might be the time that it does this. Great. If it does that, sell and then wait. But Joel ain't doing nothing until I see this. I don't care what anybody is telling me. Once the 200-day starts to angle down, then I'll get out. But Joel, then I would have lost all this money. No, you wouldn't now, because when it was going up, it was here, and then it played around. And then when it started to turn around, you was here. We were already at that value. You didn't really miss out on nothing. But then I'm like, all right, I guess I got to get out now. And then I get out. And then guess what? People start shorting it. Joe, how did they know to short the market right here and right here? Because if you turn on CNBC, they talk about the 200-day moving average and the volatility index every single solitary day, at least 100 times. Well, why is this the first time I'm hearing it? Because you're not listening to people that are in the market. You listening to the people at the barbershop who don't know crap about investing in the market. Talk to real estate agents and builders when it comes to investing in real estate. Don't talk to Uncle Bob, who bought one house and been sitting in it for 60 years. Yeah, they made a great investment. If they want to teach you how to invest in something and hold it for 60 years, talk to Bob. He's right. But Bob don't know crap about, flipping a house. Just because they made they made $1 million off of their house. They bought in San Francisco. I don't care. That's not flipping houses. That's investing. Y'all get so caught up in what people make and the time frame versus what the strategy is. Investors cannot trade and traders cannot invest. They don't know how to. When and it's easy for me when I'm talking to people. I can easily figure that out. I'm like, yo, this is a trader talking, but they got an investing strategy. Or there's an investor talking, but they're pissed off because the market's falling. If you're an investor and the market's falling and you see the volatility index above 30, everybody should have bought something today. I bought Amazon. I bought some Bitcoin today because it's rare that you see the volatility index above 30. So let's look at the volatility index. All right. This is the volatility index. If you don't believe me, what is this value that you see the volatility index? It keeps hitting and then it drops. It keeps hitting and then it drops. What is that value? That value is 35. This is all the way back to 2021. Now, y'all remember how bad it was in 2021? We all thought we were going to die. And we all saw people that were dying or have or died, right? We did. We saw it with our own eyes. And that fear was way higher than this little bitty fear that we dealing with right now. To be honest, we are more resilient now than we were then. Because now we walk around and if we get COVID, I just had COVID 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, I got COVID. I'll beat that joint. It's just like a cold. But back then, that the original COVID was killing cats. This new COVID is like weak. Well, if back then, and this is called the fear index. Everybody, and they just talked about, look, I'm looking at it on CNBC right now. It says the VIX soars to nearly 1.5-year highs. And some of y'all ain't never heard of the VIX. And they talk about it every single solitary day, 20 times a day. This is the most important index ever created on Earth because this is the Richter scale. This is a Richter scale that tells you how bad it is out there. So if I hear that there's an earthquake and somebody says, oh, it was a 3.0, I'm going to be like, man, that earthquake was weak. Probably didn't kill anybody, right? But if I hear that that Richter scale was 7.5, I'm like, oh, shoot, I feel for the families. A lot of damage happened. That's what you're looking at right now. You're looking at a Richter scale for the stock market. And anytime it gets above 30, that's like a 7.5 earthquake. Well, guess what we're sitting at today? 26. And we actually hit 31, 32. And what do you guys see with your own eyes? Even with this fear all the way back in 2022, y'all remember how bad 2022 was? A lot of us lost 20 or 30% of our portfolio. The biggest fear then put us at about a 33. We hit 31 today. What does that tell you? That this is probably the worst of it. Nah, Joel, I don't believe it, man. I'll believe it when I see it. You're looking at it right here. I'll just wait this one out, and then I'll wait until the next one hit 30. And I keep hearing y'all say that over. I heard a bunch of y'all say that back here. All right, Joel, it hit 30. I'm gonna wait till 2022. 2022 came. Joel, it hit 30. You know what? I'm just gonna wait it out another 6 months. Then it hit 30 again. 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 Then it hit 30 again, and you just kept missing out on the market and kept missing out on the market and kept hating on Joel and wondering where he getting his receipts from and feeling bad for yourself. And I'm sitting here giving you free information. I'm like, VIX is at 30. Why y'all not buying? VIX is at 30. Why y'all ain't buying? VIX is at 30. Why are y'all not buying? Because y'all ain't talking to people that actually make money in the stock market who's been in the market since 2007. This is normal. There is nothing out there that's scaring the market like it did back during the pandemic. Joel, I don't know. Taiwan might invade China. Well, let's take that into consideration. What was the last invasion that we had? The last invasion we had was Russia into Ukraine. You know when that happened, guys? Right here. We didn't get higher than we went higher today than when we found out the news of the invasion. Okay. The only time you gonna see a 40 or a 50 is something catastrophic has to happen. Like if well, that's different because Trump wasn't president at the time. But if there was like a sitting president that got shot at like that and got injured, you'll probably see a 50. When we tried to impeach Trump and we didn't know who was going to be president, we saw a 50. When the pandemic happened and we didn't know if we was going to live again, we saw a 50. But meanwhile, what's second to the 50s, the 30s, what we hit today? All right. This is what we did today. Look at this spike. Y'all see this spike? That's outrageous. Y'all ain't seen a spike like this. We ain't seen a spike in the volatility index like that, I don't think, since 08, 09. Does that mean that we're all of a sudden about to have a recession? I don't know. I went outside, I went to the airport and I saw all types of people vacationing and spending money and having the time of their lives. This does not feel like 08, 09. So you guys got to learn when to pull the trigger. This is very important. I spent a lot of time on this because this is super important. We hit or got close to 30 today. Maybe on Monday we see a 32, 33. Does it always turn around that day? Nah. But if you go back and you look at history, what's the longest we sat above 30? Well, here we hit 30. That it was January 2022, and it played around with it all the way until March of 2022. 60 days. And then it came back up again. But again, this was around COVID. Around COVID, we got a bunch of moves to the and this is how it works. When the volatility index goes up, the market goes down. When the volatility index goes down, the market goes up. We played around with it, up and down, where money was being made. What do you notice on the 200-day moving average? The 200-day moving average for the volatility index is pointed down. That means that this is probably an anomaly until that 200-day moving average starts to turn up. Can this be the moment where this finally starts to go up in value? Yeah, but even when you go back and you look at a period of when the 200-day moving average started to go up on the VIX, you still had periods where it dropped, which meant the market spiked up in price. The market is rigged to go up in value, guys. You got to know what the triggers are, and the triggers ain't Uncle Bob. Okay. All right. Hopefully you guys got that. All right. Let's look at some more stocks. That was the VIX. XLK. Hey, what's going on from Korea? XOM, XLK, AVGO. We already looked at it. Let's look at what's the next stock? SoFi. All right. So SoFi. SoFi is a bank. All right. Let's go to ChatGPT. I'm going to do it quickly this time. All right. So if we were looking up SoFi, if we wanted to know what SoFi is, what is SoFi? What is SoFi? SoFi is a finance tech company based out of San Francisco. It's a bank. Even if you've gone to any of the concerts out on the West Coast, you're going to see SoFi like stadium. All right. SoFi heavily is involved in the student loan refinancing. So they are involved in student loans. So if you hear any negative or positive news with student loans, you're going to see this company get really affected by it. All right. But to make it quick, I'm going to go through the manual process of looking at SoFi. Just judging off of what the 200-day moving average is doing, it's angled down. That means there's probably short-term bearishness. Anytime this is angled down, you don't want to stay around. Okay. If the 200-week moving average is angled up, which it doesn't have because it just IPO'd in 2020, which it should have had one by now. I guess it's 2000. Is the 200-week moving average is 4 years. So the 200-week has not been created yet, but the 200-day moving average is starting to angle down. So if you're thinking about buying something like SoFi, and I don't see the time frame for SoFi. Let me see. I don't see it. Dang, I lost where it was. Hold on. Oh, SoFi long term. All right, so SoFi long term, I want to look at the 200-day moving average. If you notice, the highest price that SoFi ever achieved was $28. Okay, so it was a $28 stock that dropped to $7. All right, $28 to $7. Now, I always ask people, how do you know if it has growth potential? Most of you guys don't even know how big SoFi is. So that's why I love the ChatGPT. You can go in here and ask, what is the market cap of SoFi? It's going to tell you, if you take all the shares that are out there and you multiply it times its share price, it's going to tell you that the market cap is about $7 billion. So that's pretty, if you don't know anything about banks, right? And you're like, well, Joel, I don't know if 7 billion is big or small. All right, well, think of one of the biggest banks, right? Bank of America. What is the market cap of Bank of America? it's going to tell you, all right, the market cap of Bank of America is going to be about $294 billion in size. So this is where you make your money. You're like, well, hold up. If SoFi is $7 billion and Bank of America is $294 billion, why wouldn't Bank of America just buy SoFi out? Or why don't you hold SoFi until it becomes a $50 billion or $100 billion company? Because if it gets to $50 billion, you make 7 times your money. All right. If you were to hold SoFi until SoFi got back to its $28 level, do you know you can just take this little tool right here? This is the stock price today. If I was to take this little cursor and go all the way up here to $28, it's going to tell me what the percent return is right there. Do you know if I just held this and it went back to the price that it originally came from, I'm going to make a 291% return. That means this stock price is going to go from $6 to, I don't know, 18. I mean, well, it's going to go to $28. All right. If I had $100 and I made about a 300% return, or if I had $100,000, this can probably be worth $400,000 one day. My $100,000 investment realistically can get to 400, right? Because it's already been $28 in price and now it's 7. That's how you guys need to look at the market. Take a real value. I always use the number 10,000. Am I cool with investing 10,000 and it being worth 40,000 one day? Of course. I'm also invested in SoFi. It's one of my core 30 stocks. I believe it can grow 10 times its value. I believe it can be a $70 billion company one day. Okay. So you got to work backwards. If you believe something can grow 10 times its value, if you throw $100 in it, the most it's going to be worth is going to be $1,000. So yeah, it takes money to make money, but a lot of you guys are like, well, I'm just going to throw $100 in it, and if SoFi makes billions of dollars, maybe some of that billions of dollars is going to roll off on me, and I'm going to become a millionaire. No, that's not how the stock market works. It's a real value, and it's going to a real value. You got to figure out what you're investing and what that investment can be worth if this company gets to that value. 75% of y'all ain't doing this. Y'all are looking at the stock price saying, "Ooh, maybe this will go to $200," or "Ooh, I got $100, so I'm just gonna buy, however many shares I can. I can get about 15 shares for $100." And I see you guys doing that a lot. Now with SoFi, yeah, there's growth potential. So that strategy is okay. Do y'all know there's a lot of stocks out there that are $3 or $4 in price, and they might have a 15 or $20 billion market cap? And a lot of you guys didn't even know this. A lot of you guys didn't know this. For example, let's go to chat. Let's go to Chat GPT. Let's say a lot of you guys are buying Dogecoin, right? What is the market cap of Dogecoin? Yeah, it does cryptocurrency too. Did y'all know that Dogecoin was worth $16 billion? A lot of you guys didn't know that because you're too caught up in the stock price or the coin price, and you're thinking that coin price can go to $15 or $20. This is the value that makes sense. In order for that 16 billion to grow 10 times its value, this got to be $160 billion in size. Can it get there? It actually can. Okay. But but what I see a lot of you guys doing, I'm like, that doesn't make any freaking sense whatsoever. You're thinking that Dogecoin, with what I'm hearing, is going to be larger than Bitcoin. That makes no sense. A lot of you guys are always talking about how Bitcoin ain't worth nothing. What is Bitcoin's market cap? That means if you take every single coin that's out there for Bitcoin and you multiply it times $60,000, the value you're going to get is $1.2 trillion. That's snake oil. It's not worth anything. Oh, yes, it is. It's worth $1.2 trillion. Who the heck are you talking to? That's why you didn't make any money on it, because you didn't know how money is being made in these asset classes. I was investing in Bitcoin back when it was $100 billion in size. Now watch this. 100 billion to 1 trillion is 10 times your money. 100 billion times 10 equals 1 trillion. When I was getting into it, when it was $100 billion in size, it was only a $5,000 coin. I bought one coin for $5,000, but I had a goal. I said, I'm going to ride this out until Bitcoin hits a trillion. When this hits a trillion, my 5,000 is going to be worth 50 grand. Y'all see how easy that was? 95% of y'all don't do that. All right. And that's why you're having a hard time knowing what to invest in, why you're investing in it, how long you're going to invest in it, and realistically what it can do. My GPT can help you with that. Because even if I wanted to invest in Bitcoin and I went here and I said, and I just typed Bitcoin, it's going to tell me, are you interested in trading or investing in Bitcoin? And if I say investing, it's going to say, great. Are you considering a 1-year investment or multi-year? If I say multi-year, great. Going off of these indicators, it's telling you to hold off for a second. It's probably going down in price short term. Okay. And it's the same exact thing that I noticed myself. All right. Overall, the indicator suggests mixed to bullish outlook. That means it's been going up and down, but there's mix. I would consider a long position, but just know that there's some mixed signals that are out there. All right. And that's fine. That's exactly what I see when I pull up something like Bitcoin. Okay. What's the very first thing that we see on Bitcoin? A rising 200-week moving average. That means you buy this multi-year. It doesn't mean that it can't drop from 70 to 50. It just means that when it drops, it drops. But as long as people are buying it, it should go up in price. If you were looking at a 200-day moving average using the What Would Joel Do method, the 200-day moving average is angled up. What if I told you, even on Bitcoin, you would have known when to buy it when it started to drop in price? That's not luck, guys. There's a reason why I'm a top 10 percenter. Because investing and trading is easy. What if I told you all you had to do was wait for some crosses? What if all you had to do was literally look for a cross, look and see that that was green, and then said, oh, okay, let me get in? That happened on October of 2023. What if I told y'all that and Bitcoin was 28,000 and then it went up in price? Joel, it can't be that easy. Joel, it can't be that easy. And then what if I told you when it crossed, even if you got in 3 days later, shorting it, it still went lower? Because when things cross like this, people, it's not the only day it's going to be up or the only day it's down. It's going to trend for 10 to 14 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, flat 8, 9, 10. Then it started to go up. What if I told you right here on this cross, you would have known to get in Bitcoin? That was on January the 30th, 2024. This year. What if I told you, hey guys, why don't you get in at 42? I remember when that happened. No, Bitcoin's going to zero. It's not worth anything. Well, it's not worth anything. And all you people that told people not to buy Bitcoin, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, because y'all don't know how to look at indicators. Like, if you don't know how to invest or trade, keep your mouth shut. If you don't buy anything, keep your mouth shut. If you don't own cryptocurrency, keep your mouth shut, because all you're doing is losing people money. You don't have to believe in Bitcoin. But coming out and trying to give your knowledge on what you think it is and losing people money is not helping. All right. If you don't have any knowledge of an asset class, keep your mouth shut. Stop it. Okay. There are things that I don't talk about. Like, I only talk about asset classes that I'm invested in because I owe that to you guys. I've done my research. I owe that to you guys. Y'all don't need to hear my 2 cents on something that I have no knowledge of. And some of you guys want to be right so much in the room that you don't care about that. You don't care about being wrong, because you can be wrong and lose people money to the upside, just like you could be wrong and giving somebody a wrong stock pick. And karma's a mother effer. You will pay for losing people money. That's why I tell people to keep their mouth shut unless they have knowledge or a chart or showing something. But my philosophy is, if you're not investing in it, don't talk about it. Let the people that own crypto talk to each other. Let the people that own Tesla talk to each other. We don't care about your 2 cents on how you feel about Elon. Doesn't make me money or lose me money. All right. And that's just my philosophy in the room. I can be an ass about it, but it makes sense. I've seen so many of y'all lose people money because y'all just be yapping and don't be knowing what the heck y'all talking about. All right. Zip it. Talk about what you know. If you're in that field, I want to hear everything you have to say about that field. We'll look at the charts. We'll see if we can apply your knowledge towards it. But then also say, hey, maybe I'm not invested in it. Just by saying that is making things a lot better, because people are in the room looking and searching. And a lot of you guys so much want to be, that guy or that dude, and you're losing people money, and it irritates me. All right. So, like I said, 513 cross. I'm going to keep ranting. Sorry about that. But look at these crosses, guys. Cross, red, red, down. Look at this. Cross, blue, green, up. How many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Joel, it can't be that easy. It is. It is. It's always been. It's not just that easy now. Look, watch this. I'm going to go all the way back to 2000 and I don't even know where this is going to. 18. Same thing. Cross, down, green, up. Cross, down, green, up. Cross, down. Watch this. Green, up. But Joe, how does this platform know about crypto? I don't know. Let's look at some more stocks. Cisco. Let's look at Cisco. Same thing. Cisco. I don't care when you look at Cisco. It's the same thing. If the 200-day is up, if you know how to trade like me, you're going to trade to the upside. But Joel, I got in right here and I lost all this money. Because why am I going to get in here? If Joel says that when a cross happens, more than likely it's going to run 7 to 14 days. Why are you getting in on day 14? That's on you. That's not on me. It's on you to get in on day 14. Here's a cross, it went down. Here's a cross, it went up. Here's a cross, it went down. Here's a cross, it went up. Did you miss out on it on the first day or the second day or the third day or the fourth day? Or if you got in down here as a short, when this cross happened, if you got in on day 5, 6, 7, or 8, did you miss out on the money going to the upside? Y'all are so into trying to be the person that buys it here and make all the money that it don't matter when you bought. You had 30 days to make money in Cisco. The person that bought it on day 29 made money, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. I bought it on day 13, still made money. Bought it on day 5, still made money. It don't matter what day you get in on. If a trend is going up and you know that the market trends 80% of the time in one direction and the average trend lasts 10 days, that's all the information you need. Just don't get in after day 10. Joel tries to get in within the first 5 days. If I got in within the first 5 of this short, I made money. If I got in within the first 5 days of this long, I made money. If I got in when this cross happened within the first 5 days of going down, I made money. If I got in here on this cross within the first 5 days and it went up, I made money. If this cross happened right here, I got in within the first 5 days, I made money. If I got in over here, The 200-day is angled up. Even if I got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I probably went sideways for a little bit. Every now and then you're going to lose. Okay. But God dang it, I just showed you about 15 trades in a row run off before you actually maybe lost some money. And then when it finally started to lose money and the 200-day started to angle down, why are y'all buying it to the upside? Because y'all don't know how to trade. Then you get mad when I come in the room and I show receipts. Short, made money. Another cross, made money. Did you have to get in on the very first day? No. Trend is down, trade down. Can you counter trend back to the upside to the 200-day? Yeah. But why do I want to try to make this trade when 80% of the move is going to be like this? I'd rather just trade to the downside. And if I lose, you see what I'm saying? Even if I got in there, the 200-day is angled down. I have a higher chance of winning going in this direction. And I don't have to be in on day one. Joel, I got in at a better price than you. Yeah, but when did you get out? You probably got in here, couldn't believe it, got out here. You made money from what? 49 to 48. Joel gets in 5 days late. He does his counting system, 7 to 10 days. I'm out way down here. Now, you didn't got in right there as a short. You finally caught it, but you didn't know what to do with it because you're like, oh my God, I've never been in this situation before. Joel got in a week late and still made more money than you, and then talked crap about it, showed his receipt, did the happy dance, and now you don't like me. Why? Figure out why you're doing things and quit trying to get the best price. The best price does not make you money. Making money makes you money. Riding the momentum all the way out is how you make money in this market. All right. The stock market is not a precise thing. You got to be a little bit flexible. The VIX hit 29.99, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow, Joel, when it hits 30. Then when it turns around, you mad. Because of that 0.01. You should have, if 29.99 is basically 30, why didn't you buy anything? I was trying to stick to it, and I was trying to stick to my numbers, and my number said 30, and I was taught to stick to it. Well, that's why you don't make money in this market. Okay? You got to be a little flexible. All right? Look at this. It's easy. Okay? 200 days angle down. I don't need to look up. If I look up, I'm still going to trade well. If you want to be a counter trender and you want to buy it there and you see that it's green and blue here, great. Trade it to the upside to the 200-day moving average. But once it gets here, Joel is out because it's going to go sideways just like it did here. All right. So that was Cisco. Oh, somebody said 5-minute trade. All right. So let's look at Cisco on an intraday basis. Now, when you guys are intraday trading, this is what most of y'all don't do. Y'all don't know how much Cisco moves in a day. How are you day trading something and you don't know how much something moves? If I put gas in my car, well, I haven't done that in a minute because, I own electric vehicles. Humble brag. But if I put 15 gallons in my car back in the day, I might be able to get 400 miles or 300 miles. 15 gallons, 300 to 400 miles, right? When you're day trading something, intraday trading, getting in and out, how do y'all know when the trade is over? A lot of y'all just think that Cisco can just run and run. And I mean, it can, like if earnings is coming out, it'll go past this number. A lot of you guys didn't know that stocks have an average move that it makes on a daily basis. Before I trade anything, I actually want to know what is the average move of Cisco a day. That's when you can go to AskJoelGPT, and you can say, how? Well, it's called its average true range. So I'm just going to ask it directly. What is Cisco's ATR? Watch this. Cisco's average true range. The ATR stands for average true range. This says that Cisco moves approximately 65 cents on average a day. That's very important and pertinent, because if I'm trying to get $1 out of it, that's not realistic. So when I'm day trading or intraday trading, I want to make half of that amount. If there's not 30 cents to make, I can't make any money. And then you got to go backwards. If 30 cents is not a lot of money to you, depending on how much money you're using, then you shouldn't be trading Cisco. It's literally that simple. So if I was to look at Cisco on a chart and I know that it can move 65 cents, and I wake up one day and I see that Cisco highs, watch this, guys. What if I knew that Cisco's highs was 47.89? Well, if ChatGPT tells me that Cisco moves 65 cents, and I go to look at Cisco and I see 47.89, what is 47.89 minus 65? It's going to be 47 like 23, right? So Cisco's average move is going to be to this amount right here. Okay. So at 9:30, if you were trading Cisco and it's at like 47.60, and I know that it can go to 47.22 and I want to short it, if I know that it moves 60 cents and it hasn't moved this 60 cents yet, because that's 47.22, it's letting me know I can make another 40 cents here. How did I know to go short? Very easy. You got the Ichimoku right here. Not only do you have the Ichimoku there, you could have asked AskGPT, how should you trade? Like at 9:20 or 9:30 this morning, you could have put in Cisco. You already knew what the ATR was, 60 cents, right? You know that you're day trading, right? So I'm going to put less, and it's going to say less than 1 day. I'm going to put less than 1 day. Now watch this. It should tell me to be bearish. All right. It's gathering the information, and it's going to tell me, it's going to tell me that the 513 cross was bearish, the TTM trend was bearish, the Ichimoku cloud was bearish, the TTM squeeze was in a squeeze, and the ATR, I don't know why it says it's moderate, but it does tell you that the ATR right there is 45 cents. I don't know why that's different from the 60 cents we saw earlier, but still, that's a pretty good number to judge off of. So it's telling me to be bearish for about 45 cents. Very simple. Okay. All right. Very simple. I would have known what direction to go in, and I would have known how long to be in it. And I mean, every now and then you're going to get a move where you make even more money. How would you have known to stay in that trade? Well, look at how bearish that is. It's red and it's underneath a cloud and you're getting rained on. I'm going to, as soon as it hits there, I'm going to put my stop at break even, which was 40. Let's say I got in right around 9:30 or 9:45. Let's say I got in right around 47.50 and I'm shorting it. I'm going to stay in this bad boy as long as I possibly can until maybe I see a trend change right there at around 11 or 12 o'clock. That's intraday trading using ChatGPT. All right. Let's look at Twilio. No, that's Take Two. Sorry about that. So Take Two Interactive, it's a video game company. I don't see what time frame, but I'm just going to look at it on a day chart. The day chart says stick with this. Not only does it say stick with it, it says stay with it, maybe for a 6 to 12 month trade. If I was looking to make money for the next 14 to 21 days, guys, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use an hour chart. If I wanted to make money in the next 14 days, the Ichimoku cloud is bearish. Y'all see that? Y'all know colors. It's red. It's red, 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 red. If I wanted to trade this for the next couple of days, well, here's the cross. That cross happened. I can't see the date. That cross happened on August the 1st, which I guess that was yesterday. Well, if this cross happened yesterday, And I know that the market can trend 7 to 14 days. Look at what happens when you get a trend that starts, or you get, you get in this trade at the beginning of a trend. You got about a 7 to 10 day trend to the downside. Okay. All right. If I was intraday trading something like Take Two, and I see that it went from 152 to 144. And today we're going to see numbers that are out of this world because the volatility index is really, really high. When the volatility index is extremely high, the waves are going to be a lot bigger. So a stock that has an ATR of maybe $1 or $2, it might be $4 that day just because the volatility has increased. So keep that in mind when you're trading something like a Take Two. All right. So short term, I'm going to trade it to the downside. Medium term, like 5 to 6 months, as long as this 200-day moving average is angled up, I'm going to trade it to the upside. And if you are trading this multi-year, it's also telling you to stick with it. But I do have to say, this 200-week moving average has been going flat for a long time. So I would be careful. Or I would go to AskGPT and I would literally type in Take Two. I would say multi-year, and see what it's talking about. And as you can see, multi-year. Come on, spit out the info. Let's look at this summary. The summary says I would consider a short position. So that's crazy because even though we were doing it multi-year, it's telling you that there's a negative MACD. It's trading below the 200 week moving average. Was it? I don't think that's true. Oh, yeah, it is. It's trading below the 200 week. The 200-day is starting to turn down. You got a head and shoulders pattern forming. So you might want to stay away from this trade. I mean, from this investment, at least for now. Maybe pick something else up. Okay. Judging by the indicators that I'm putting in here and uh what the chat GPT is finding out in the universe. All right. Cool. Let's look at somebody put Fang. Oh, let's look at Fang. Fang, and it's not to confuse you with the same Fang. This is an energy company. It's not like the Fang that represents Facebook, Apple, Netflix, and Google. All right. Fang is sitting at its close to its all-time highs. So quickly analyzing this within one or within 10 seconds, 200 week moving averages angled up. That means you stick with this company long term. 200-day moving averages angled up. That means you stick with this company, but it looks like it's having some short-term bearishness. How long do these trends usually go down in price? I don't know. The last time it trended down in price, it trended from April the 30th all the way to June, like mid-June. So it can trend down for 60 days. All right. So be careful with this one. But you have a safety net here, which is the 200-day moving average. That's what it looks like it wants to come down to. But you also have some support right around there. You got some major support down there. But this is all red. This is all red. So expecting this to turn around within the next 2 or 3 days, I wouldn't go with it. If you're trying to trade 3 or 4 or 5 days from now, use a hour chart and wait until we start getting some upward movement. I promise you, you're not going to miss the move. Look at what happened here when we finally started to get some upward movement and you got a crossover here. Okay. That was on June the 17th. You ended up making money 7 days later. You can wait, guys. Be careful. You can wait until it starts to turn around. You're not going to miss it on day 1 or day 2 or day 3. Okay. And I keep telling you guys this over and over and over. It's not a one-day event. The only time you guys see one-day events are when earnings come out. Earnings is a one-day event. That's another thing that you can use Chat GPT for, right? Let's say you didn't know when the earnings was. Just say, hey, when is the earnings for FANG, the stock. It's going to tell you Diamondback Energy. So if you decide that you want to trade, it's telling you that the next earnings is August the 5th. So I don't like trading into earnings. So you got about a 3-day period where you don't know if this can go up or down. Maybe it jumps 20%. Even after earnings, guys, you can trade something after the news. So if I was to trade this, I'm going to trade it up until the 5th, and then I'm going to get out of it. And then I'm going to wait for the news, and then I'm going to trade it after the news. But at least I know when this news is. But I'm not going to take a 14-day trade with the earnings being smack dab in the middle of that time frame. I see a lot of you guys doing that, and that's why you guys are losing a lot of money. Okay. Let me see some of these questions. Now I know why my trading is terrible, because I've never been a bandwagoner. This is to go back to what I was saying in the beginning. Trading is bandwagoning. Trading is bandwagoning. Trading is bandwagoning. Anyone that's counter trending a market going up, I promise y'all they are not making money. And the people that say that they can do it, ask to look at their last 10 trades. Show me your last 10 trades if this is the case. And if they say, "Oh, I'm just not going to show you my trades because that's just not what I do," then stay away from them, or stay away from that teacher, or stay away from that trader, because chances are they don't know how to trade. All right, let's look at Shopify. All right, Shopify. What is Shopify? Shopify, I know what it is, but I got to use my GPT. Shopify is kind of like, it's an e-commerce company. Oh, what is Shopify? Shopify is a leading e-commerce platform that allows individuals and businesses to create online stores and sell products. It's like an eBay, all right, but it's primarily for businesses, right? So, I don't know how big Shopify is. What is Shopify's market cap? Well, the market cap of Shopify, if I take all the shares that are out there and I multiply it times the share price, which is, well, it doesn't tell you the share price, but it's about $75 billion in size. So you're dealing with a pretty big company. Let's say, hey, what are the analysts saying about it? What are the analysts saying about Shopify? And these are professionals that are pretty much appraising Shopify. What are the analysts saying? Well, the analysts are saying that analysts have a mixed but generally positive outlook of Shopify. All right. Gives you its consensus rating, which is a buy. They give you price targets at about $77. All right. And what does it say down here? While most analysts recommend buying or holding Shopify stocks, some have issued a hold. That's huge. So that means that, hey, maybe short term, maybe you should just chill on Shopify. Okay. If you want to look at the charts, you pull up the chart for Shopify and you say, well, Joel says first I need to know what time frame I want to trade Shopify in. Analysts don't matter when you're day trading Shopify. So let's say you wanted to intraday trade Shopify. First things you want to know is how much does Shopify move in a given day? Now I'm going to just go, instead of using Chat GPT, I'm just going to go ahead and go over here and pull up Shopify, because it is in my list of stock stars, and it's going to tell me that the ATR is about $2.50. We're just going to say $3. So, dang, that's a huge move. The average move of Shopify. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. The average move of Shopify is about $3. So if I was trading Shopify today and I woke up this morning, first things first, you underneath a cloud. That's why I love the Ichimoku cloud. It's telling you if it's raining on you. If it's raining on you, then I need to be short. I'm going to look for a cross. Joel, it can't be this easy. It is this easy. I want to look for a cross. It's about $54. The high in the morning was about $55. So let's do some math. $55.50 minus about $3 is going to put us right around what number, guys? 52. You want to buy low, sell high? This is how you do it if you're trying to counter trend. We all knew that Shopify was going to drop $3 because its average move a day is about $3. Add some volatility, it's going to have a little bit more kick. So it dropped 55 to 52. Okay. If you were shorting it, I'm going to short it to about 52, then I'm going to get out, especially if it's around 12 o'clock. And then check this out. Once it went from 55 to 52, everybody knew that it moved about $3, got in it at 52, and now they rolled it up $2.69. This is how you counter trend a market that's going down in price. I don't know what kind of indicators y'all be using when y'all come to me. Sometimes it's hilarious because I'm like, how are you even able to take a trade? Like, I get going down the rabbit hole. I'm just like you guys, right? I'm just like you. I've done everything you've done. That's why it's so funny to me. But I did this 15 years ago. That's why it's so funny now, because I'm like, why do y'all need all these different charts y'all going flipping back and forth from, all these indicators you guys are using? It's just a way to cloud your mind. Why is there 200 indicators on a stock going up or down? Why? A stock is either going to go up or down. On a daily basis, it's going to tell you how much it goes up or down. And then if it's bearish today, it's going to go down this amount. If it's bullish that day, it's going to go up that amount. Very simple. If it's a stock that all if the S&P and all these different companies are investing in a company, it's going to go up in price. Guys, companies don't just buy one time like you and me. If they want to buy $20 billion worth of a stock or $10 billion worth of a stock, it takes weeks to do that. And that's why you'll see a stock go up for weeks. Get a bunch of companies that are investing $20 billion. If $20 billion worth of that stock is not being circulated in one day, it takes multiple days to get that buy order or that sell order in. The average number is about 3 days. That's why when the market sells off really hard, they always tell you wait 3 days until the market sells off. Why? Because it usually takes about 3 days for a big hedge fund or a pension fund to sell all of their shares of that particular company. They don't just hit the button and it's sold like you and me. It takes about 2 or 3 days. That's why when the market is going up, you might see it go up for 2 or 3 days because they're dollar cost averaging into those particular companies to the upside. All right, cool. What time is it? 2:57. All right, I got to get out of here soon. Sorry that I wasn't able to get to about 1/4 of you guys' stocks. Let me see if I can do a couple more. We got Apple. And I hope you enjoyed yourself today. I try to make it entertaining. I don't really try to be negative. I'm really a happy-go-lucky, positive person. On a daily basis, I try to do 4 things in life. A, I like to give. I have to give. All right. 4 things I have to do every single solitary day. A, I have to do some type of meditation, some type of focus, some type of skill set that's going to cause me to focus and meditate. All right. So I use yoga and I use golf for that. I have to do something that's physical every single solitary day, whether it's walking around the block. I use golf for that. And I use yoga for that. So I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I also have to give every day. I have to do something where I'm giving, because in order for you to be blessed, you're going to have to give. All right. And I try to do that every single day. So, in the room, my goal is to always post 9 or 10 posts a day. That's my thing. And in all those posts that I make, it's going to be on a different subject. It's either a subject that I'm buying. It's either a post of a stock that I'm buying. It's probably whatever the stock is that everybody is talking about. And I try to make a positive post, and then I always make one negative post. Well, it's kind of negative, right? It's going to be, hey, get your butts off, get your butts up and let's go trade the market. Unfortunately, out of those 10 posts, most people only focus on that one post that's negative, and then they try to say that that's who I am. And I'm like, everybody's going to have certain things that trigger them. My job is to make those triggers go off. A lot of people don't like me because of receipts. Well, if you're losing in the market, I understand why receipts might make you feel some type of way. A lot of you guys want to educate in the market, but you're not, but you want to educate, but you want to be an Olympian, but you're not putting in the work to be an Olympian. A lot of you guys want to be anointed as being great traders or investors in the room, but you don't show any types of receipts. So you're going to feel some type of way towards me. And I get that. And I understand that. But that's not my job. My job is to make sure that you guys see the market as clearly as I see the market. It's very easy to understand. My job is to make sure that you guys fundamentally understand what's going on with the market, because my purpose in life is to help. Right? I was a lifeguard growing up. I saved over 1,000 lives. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a friend. And my job is to help anybody that comes in contact with me. I'm probably one of the only people on Facebook or or email that has its doors open to all of you guys. Anybody can ask me a question about the market at any time during the day. It can be 3 o'clock in the morning, and if I'm up, I'm gonna answer that question for you, and I'm not gonna charge you for it. And I'm still gonna make money through my products, through my classes, through my consultations, through my trading. So I can give all my strategies that are out there, and I'm still going to make money in the market, because in the end, when we all make money, we all win. And that's just been my goal. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to try to do this every Friday. I really am. Every Friday, Ask the Trader. I promise you it'll be a lot faster. I haven't done one in a while. Y'all see that I'm breathing all hard trying to catch my breath. This is like being an athlete, and I'm out of shape. So the goal is to type the stock that you want, and then I'm going to try to analyze that stock as quickly as possible. Next Friday, I think the goal of next Friday is going to try to help you guys with Frankenstein trading. Frankenstein trading is when you guys are mixing strategies to try to trade and invest in the market. All right, going one direction when it's going in another direction, turning trades into investments, turning investments into trades. And I'm going to try to help you guys using the What Would Joel Do method, simplify this easy thing that we call the stock market. So I'm coming to you guys from Decatur, where it's greater, and I'm out of here. If you see me at the golf course, throw 2 fingers in the air. Let me know you're out there. All right, peace.